I would say though, to your point, like the hardest part is getting guests on either for direct discussions or even open discussion, getting guests on because we still are trying to expand. As we have expanded, it has gotten easier.
Yeah.
But I obviously know if we can expand even more and more and more, then it's so much easier to just find people from every avenue.
Though, like ever since we had Amari Cooper, it's like, all right, who else can we bring with credibility like that? Because I mean, let's be honest. It's like, boom, we got Amari Cooper. Okay, cool. A lot of people are like, all right, who else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's cool after a while, but then everyone's like, who else? And I had this talk with this one guy, and he was talking about, he was like, yeah, I can't just bring on some random people after. Like,
yeah, you
like,
set a bar.
Value. Mm-hmm. Like, we set a bar, and now, like, we have to kind of, like, stick with that. And now it's like, all right, cool. We'll continue doing that, but then, you know, we'll focus on this as well. And because I believe, like, a lot of people like the drama, the arguments, the back and forth and whatnot, you know. I don't know. YouTube is a weird place.
Yeah,
it really is. But let me ask you guys this, because I would assume that with direct discussions is a little bit easier to find people who, because everyone kind of wants to tell their story. I feel like people, you know, will, especially people who are successful or have gone through some kind of experience or whatever, right? They want to share that with everyone else. But when open discussions came on, it's, no one knows what it is. Like if you haven't seen other podcasts where they kind of do this, you know, similar things as we do, like it's a little bit, like I said, skeptical. For a lot of people I've ran into, I got a lot of the pushback of like, well, you know, I don't want to be too public with my things, you know, whatever I got going on in my life. And the thing is, oh, did somebody say something?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
All right, so
I heard that too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It sounded like someone whispered, man. Oh, okay. Anyway,
I heard that.
So what I'm saying is, look, man. Anyone that comes on, like, I'm hoping that from anyone watching our show and our previous episodes, you can see that we're not out here to target anyone. We're not out here to try to expose anyone, right? I mean, we're just trying to understand where you're at, where your mental game is at, and see how we can challenge it. Because a lot of the times, man, look, I'll tell you this, a lot of the girls that we bring on aren't used to being challenged.
No.
They're not used to being challenged and questioned the way we question them.
No. And so real quick, my bad.
Go ahead.
That's a good point, because since they're not, a lot of these women haven't been challenged because all the guys that have been chasing them are just telling them things that they want to hear.
Yeah.
Now, when we come and challenge them, they think that we're degrading them. They think that we're, you know, trying to expose them or whatever it is. And when we're really not, we're just asking simple questions, just like the question we asked before: do you have promiscuous friends? And if a lot of these girls say yes, it already gives us the inclination that you are one of the 5 people you hang around with. So if you got a lot of promiscuous friends, it just lets us know, hey, you're probably in that category with it. And then they're always gonna say, no, I'm not. And then in reality, they really are.
Yeah.
Because then after, like on the podcast, they come and they say this and say that, speak the highliest of themselves.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, 2-3 weeks later, we start getting all the rollback of, hey, this girl did this.
Yeah.
She was over here talking to this guy. The next day she was talking to this guy. I heard she was having sex for money. And it's just like,
it's true though. Yeah, no, 100%. It's true.
It's like they like to hype it up.
Yeah.
And
Hell
it's just
yeah.
like, yo, okay, she was saying this, but in reality, it's not that. And I'm just like, okay. And then the next week, another girl comes on. And it's the same thing. It's like, damn, okay, she was saying this, and then we're hearing all this other stuff. Hey, she's doing this, she's doing that. And then it's like people that it's like, why would they need to lie for a lot of the time? Because it's like they're trying to cover up what they don't want everybody else to know.
That's right.
And then we figure it all out in the end. Obviously, we're not.
We figure it out after the show.
Every single time.
After the show. It's crazy how, like, you know, certain perceptions come out during the show, but once the cameras are off, it's a whole different conversation, man. And, you know, again, look, we'd love to have some of that, like, genuine conversation during the show, but we understand that there's some things that, hey, look, it is what it is. But that's why me and David, like, we're very transparent with our shit. Like, I don't give a shit whether whoever's watching, you know, if you at some point found us interesting or
point right there in the camera,
or whatever the fuck it is, right? Like, I don't give a shit, because I'm gonna say who I am. Now you're gonna like me for who I am. not for somebody that I'm not, right? And if you find some level of interest, cool. Maybe we can kick it off. I don't know, so little things like that, man. And I think that's why this show is so fresh and so new, because it is refreshing, right?